Hello, welcome to Investing for Fun. My name is Mike, and we're having a crazy month. Crazy 2 months. And this week has been really nuts. And it brings to mind something that's kind of interesting. I've been wanting to kind of talk about this anyway, but you always think if a company is doing good, their stock's going to just keep going up and up and up and up and up, right? But as a general rule, that's true. If a company is doing well, their stocks are going to go up. But there's this weird disconnect because stocks are not tied to the performance of the company. They're more tied to the confidence of investors in the company. And we saw a crazy example of that yesterday because, today is November 21st. So yesterday was the 20th, and yesterday NVIDIA released their quarterly earnings report, and it was through the roof. They were doing great. They had wonderful sales. They had a big backlog of sales. Their projection for the future was really, really big. It was going to be great. And the stock did initially shoot up. And then it came back down again. And by later in the afternoon, so first thing in the morning, like by 11 o'clock or so, it was, 190, 195, something like that. It got up really close to 200. And then it came down and down and down. And if I look up here, I think, it's at 180 right now. So it has come down about $20, which is nuts. It is nuts. And, the weird thing is that everybody followed that, right? So NVIDIA was coming down like crazy. I think it got down into the 170s. NVIDIA was coming down. AMD came down. Palantir came down. Western Digital came down. SMCI went down. Anything related to the AI trade. Now, I looked around for some companies that went up, but it wasn't easy to find. I mean, it was like everything. People were selling out. I got to get out of here. I'm going to put my money into a money market account or something. I don't know what was going on or what they were doing, but I tend not to do that. I tend not to react real quickly on these kinds of things, so I just kind of stay the course and let it go, right? And fortunately, on some of those, for instance, Palantir, it's dropping, right? But it's got a long way to go because I bought it at like $25, and I think the last time I looked it was at 165 or something like that. So between 25 and 165 is a long ways, and so it's got a long way to go before I get into negative territory. Not to say that I don't have some stocks that are in real bad shape, because I do. But anyway, my point is that first of all, that just because a company is doing great in their quarterly results, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better quarterly result than what NVIDIA had, and yet their stock is tanking. It's still tanking. So, I guess the point of this is that, and I think this is because everybody's talking about the AI bubble. Pop! Yeah, the AI bubble's gonna go pop, and everything's gonna come crashing down, and the Empire State Building is going to just crumble in space, and I don't know, what other devastation can we talk about? But I don't think I am kind of heavily invested in AI, and I am invested because I was an IT guy for a long time. I mean, I've had a computer since 1980s, which is quite a while. I am old, I told you. Um, and it's. I guess the thing is that I understand what's going on with AI, and I understand computers, and I understand all of those things that are a big part of it. And I also understand that there's more to AI than just the chips. I mean, it's and even the rest of the infrastructure. Because yeah, okay, a lot of people know, hey, it's you know. The chip company like Nvidia and AMD and those companies, well, they've got a lot of background behind them, like the company that actually puts them together. Then there's the company that makes the equipment that company uses to actually put the chips together. And then there's the company that makes the coatings that go on to that thing that they make into a chip. And then, of course, that's all minerals, and that's why the big mineral thing is going on, where people are looking for minerals. So you got miners involved. But that's all back stuff, right? Then you have the energy problem with the data centers just sucking up energy from the grid. And so now you have these energy companies that are trying to um, build up and produce more energy. And so there's a lot more to that whole infrastructure thing. But then you've got companies like Palantir and Big Bear, and I think it's called C3 AI or C4 AI. I can't remember right offhand. But these companies have software that uses the AI. So these other companies are concentrating on building the models, building the AM, the boxes and the everything put into place. Companies like Palantir and Big Bear and that other one, C3 AI. But anyway, they're making the software that can actually use that stuff to make human presentable information, something that we can understand, and scope out trends and give us ideas as to where we can go next, and all those kinds of things. And that's where Palantir has really, kind of scooped up the market on that. Um, but there are others, and I think that's kind of the next step, you know. Um, so anyway, I'm keeping my eye on all those things. Not that I'm putting a lot of money into anything right now. It is the end of November. It's almost Thanksgiving, and man, things have gone really, really bad, which is kind of unusual for November, so I'm told. Um, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess there's lots of people are blaming things like the economy. They're blaming, the Fed's lowering interest rates or not lowering interest rates. They're still blaming the tariffs, which of course is, a real hardship on the companies that are trying to build things. And even like the infrastructure, the buildings, that because that's a lot of materials like wood and steel and all those kinds of things which are being heavily tariffed, making everything more expensive. And so I don't know. There's lots of reasons for having this issue. There's not really an AI bubble. It's not that anything is going to come crashing down. There are more and more companies that are getting into it. There is some what they call circular financing, I guess, where this company is buying and supporting this company, and that company is supporting this company over here, and that company is supporting this guy. Sort of, the money is circular. It's not actually being transmitted from one to another, because this one is supporting this one, but this one is going to be buying the products from this one. So therefore, they don't need to pay them in money. They just pay them when they're getting the product. I don't know. Something like that. And I guess a lot of that went on in the dot-com bubble. And so that's one of the reasons people are looking at a possible bubble. But I don't see it just yet myself. I mean, just looking at things logically, I think we're in better shape than we were at that time. Also, we don't have Y2K to deal with. That was another thing that we had to deal with. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. So we had Y2K to deal with at the same time. That was pretty wild. But anyway, we will see what happens. This is a Friday, so the weekend's coming up. Nothing really major happens over the weekend as far as the stock market is concerned. And hopefully we close at least at a reasonable level today. So, anyway, sorry about sneezing at you. And you have a wonderful rest of the day. We'll talk to you down the road. Thanks.